Hello, this is Jerry Rogers with OIE. I am your AMS Campus Administrator, and this tutorial is one just for reviewers. So if you have been assigned as a reviewer for the PAF or the CAP, then this is the tutorial so that it will guide you as to how to log in. Important thing to note is that we are not going to use the waffle that will allow you to log into your personal NMC account. And we don't want to use that one. Instead, we're going to be using the NMC reviewer account. And so you'll type into the Google task stream. And when you do, you want to click on sign on watermark. When you do, it will bring you to this page and you'll click task stream. And when you do that, then it will bring you to the credentials page. Again, the credentials or the account information you can get just from me by reaching out to me. And it will not be, like I mentioned earlier, your personal marianas.edu. So I won't be using the geraldine.rogers for myself. So once you've gotten your username and password from me, again, for the reviewer, it will take you to this page. And so you'll notice that the layout is a little bit different than the one that's attached to your NMC email. And when you click here on the blue waffle, you'll notice that it is the Northern Marianas College Reviewer. And so that's how you'll know that you're in the correct account. So to begin reviewing and using the rubrics for each of the PAFs, this will be the button that you click on, Items Requiring Review. Then you'll click or check these little boxes. So whether you're doing academic, non-academic PAFs, or the course assessment, you'll just simply check the box whether you're a PROAC reviewer or an academic council reviewer for course assessment. So I'm going to proceed as if I'm the PROAC reviewer and I've got those boxes checked. Then I'll hit continue. You'll notice that this goes to page 9. As we get more and more submissions, this will go up in number. So if you look, the columns that you want to pay particular attention to is the action column, because these are going to be the buttons that you'll click in order to actually access the rubrics to review the specific areas. Because it is fall 2020, we are going to look at the participating area that you've been assigned. So for example, we're looking here at the Office of Disability Support, and notice that we in the fall of 2020 are simply reviewing the NMC mission and ESIP. So we'll click on review and we're doing the NMC mission and ESIP. Then when you're done, you'll go ahead and click review and you'll do the outcomes. And the last and final one for this fall cycle will be a review of their means of assessment and success criteria. If you do not see your participating area listed, then you can simply change the page number here until you do see it. It is not alphabetical, as you can see. It is based on the time of submission. So for the purposes of this video, this tutorial, I'm actually going to use OIE, and I'm using an old cycle. So I'm not using the fall 2020 just for our purposes. So notice that I'm going to click review. And when I do, I've got review work, send back for revision, or cancel. So if you accidentally hit this and you don't want to review it, you can cancel review later. But we are wanting to review this one. So I'm going to hit the review work green button. When I do, I'll click that and it will open the rubric. And it is a full page, and so you're not going to get the full effect of it. You'll have to scroll over so that you can read everything. But that is because they want to do a side-by-side view so that you can click on whatever is being evaluated. Because this is a rubric for the assessment plan or the means of assessment, you can now click here on measures. When you click on measures, you'll notice that it does give you the details of the measure, but it looks like you've lost the rubric. So you simply want to go down to your Chrome, and when you do, it'll show that the rubric is simply right here. So we'll click on that. When you do, you can see that the score you give, you can either select the score here, or you can hover and click over the 1 or the 0. So for example, if you're looking here and it's saying identify specific assessment category for each PLO, notice that we can go ahead and go back here. Ours happens to be an AUO. So we do want to skip over anything that is a PLO. So for our purposes, because this is an AUO right here, we're going to actually put NA. And we'll go ahead and scroll for any of the PLOs because it does not apply. And then when we finally see one that says AUO, that's when we'll begin the evaluation. So does this identify a specific assessment? And notice here it says it's a compliance matrix. So it does. And so we can again click on the 1, which would then change the score to be a 1. And then notice that we are entering these scores because the entire committee has given their input. And so as a result, you can now enter the scores based on the entire committee's input. And then now we'll go to the next criteria, which is it gives details of the assessment method used to measure. Here's the details. It says all programs will submit the form 1. So if the committee said that it is a 1, then we'll go ahead and click here or just drop down here and we'll click and give it a 1. Now here again is something about PLOs, so we'll click NA, it does not apply, and another one, NA. And then now we can see the AUO, the success criteria. Here it does state that there's an acceptable target, which is 75%. And so because it does satisfy the rubric, we can go ahead and again click on that 1. And then here it says success criteria for AUO. It quantifies the percent or fraction expected to meet the minimum score. Just for example, if the committee does say, you know, we've looked at it and we don't agree, then you would click on this 0. And you can't see it here, so I'll maximize this and you'll notice that it's a 0. So if that's the case, then we'll click 0. And as agreed upon in committee, we stated that if it's a 0, then there does have to be a sample comment to give feedback or explanation for the score of 0. And that way it will help the program or department that is receiving this. And then as you go down, notice that it's asking, does it meet the requirement? And so if you have 1, 0, then it does cause the entire rubric for this one. Remember, this is the rubric for the assessment plan, the means of assessment and success criteria. If we have even just 1, 0, then it does cause us to bubble in does not meet requirement. And then again, you will give an overall comment, so a sample overall comment, just so that it does help the to give feedback to those programs or areas so that they can resubmit their area. And you can attach up to 3 files, but this area here should be sufficient. So we won't be actually attaching anything. And then down here for the boxes, because this is a final revision or rubric, you will check record as final. And then that means that the program or participating area will receive this and they'll be able to get the feedback and then resubmit at a later time. And then notice that here you can submit review now. So if the committee has agreed and you've inputted everything the committee has stated, then you can submit review now. If you're doing this ahead of time and it's just a draft, and say, for example, the committee has not gotten a chance to review the rubric along with you, then you would click Save as Draft. And so because this is the final one, I'm just going to act as if it is the final review, and I'll hit Submit Review Now. And then notice that it does take you back to this area, and then you can just review another area. So just to reiterate, you will look for your participating area. And because this is the fall 2020 cycle, we are looking specifically at columns 1, 2, and 3, which will just be the NMC mission and ESIP. So you'll click the review on that. Then you'll do the outcomes. And the final thing will be the review of the means of assessment. And that is how you input the rubric into AMS. And if you have any questions, please contact me via email, geraldine.rogers@marianas.edu. And I hope you found this helpful. Thank you.